According to the U.S. Census, almost 30% of baby boomers are single, which kind of makes you wonder, do you need to have a ring in order to be happy? Well, with us tonight is Patty Bialak. She's the author of What Now? A Memoir of Self Realization. Patty, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Kim.
So now you realized after 3 failed marriages that you don't need a ring on your finger to be happy.
Well, you know, it's true. According to AARP and several single websites, there's over 24 million baby boomers who are actively dating. And my male friends and my female friends seem to be either caught up in the trap of searching for some romantic fantasy, or they've given up in bitterness. But more and more of my friends and associates are beginning to realize that it's kind of nice to live alone and have just honest and fun relationships without facing financial ruin when they change or fail or simply stop being fun.
Well, now, and this is a very different viewpoint or concept, because we've all been raised, I mean, from the time that we're read, fairy tales, that you need Prince Charming. I mean, in order to have the happily ever after, that a prince needs to find his princess, a princess needs to find her prince, and that's how you live happily ever after. And every single thought that has ever been given to us has been, you need to have a marriage, you need to have a family, you grow old together, you sit on the front porch, you drink iced tea, and that's happiness in your old age.
And isn't it nice to finally think about letting go of all that? You know, my generation really did change the world by redefining sexual boundaries and embracing alternative lifestyles. We're a unique generation. We grew up with the birth control pill in a time before STDs and AIDS, and we were given more choices than any previous generation. So a lot of us stayed single longer and put off having children, and some for many years and some forever. And now that we're in our 50s and 60s, a lot of us are choosing to just stay single and focus on what makes us happy rather than trying to please other people's expectations that we marry and have that Prince Charming fantasy that we've been taught to need.
Okay.
And I've reached a point in my life that I'm doing what I'm passionate about, and that's making me happy.
It's not necessarily a relationship that's making you happy. So, Patty, if someone were to read your book, for instance, would they kind of learn how to also be happy as a baby boomer and single? I know many of us have parents, like I mentioned, my dad, who, they're single, they're baby boomers. And my generation kind of looks, like at my dad's generation, and I think, oh, gosh, I feel so bad. I want to help him find a woman, and he always says to me, Kim, I'm happy. And I say, Dad, but you need a good woman. And he says, no, Kimberly, I'm happy. I don't need a woman. I'm fine. I like my life.
I want to meet your dad.
Yeah, I mean, he's truly happy single. But, it's just difficult for, I think, many of us to really believe that. And I think it's difficult for some who are single to really, I think, for instance, a lot of my friends' parents, they feel like they have to find someone.
Exactly. And what I believe and what I talk about, and my book is about my life, and it's more by example. I think that when the 24 million baby boomers that will potentially read my book, they're struggling to redefine themselves in this new stage in our lives, and they're going to recognize themselves in my stories. They're going to laugh at my foolishness, and they're going to grieve with my losses, but they're also going to applaud me when I overcome my obstacles, because it's not easy being a baby boomer and being single. The thing that I want them to understand most clearly is that we have to find the passion in our lives and do the things that we've always wanted to do. I wasted more time in my life trying to find Mr. Right, and when I finally stopped trying to find Mr. Right, I had a lot of free time.
So you're able to do a lot more things. Yeah.
And, I don't ever let an opportunity slip by. When an opportunity presents itself, when my first instincts say I could never do that, I do it anyway. Yeah. And I'm always reminding myself that Colonel Sanders started his chicken business when he was in his 70s. people in our age group, everybody actually needs to live life as an adventure.
Right.
Take an acting class, take a public speaking class, a writing class, a dance class, learn a foreign language, and then go to that country and practice speaking it.
Never too late. That's very true, Patty. I appreciate you joining the show tonight and sharing this message, because I think it's a great one for those who are listening and who are single and feeling like, am I supposed to be single at my age? For those of us who have parents who are single and worry about them, I think this is great. Patty Bialak, she is the author of What Now? A Memoir of Self Realization, teaching everyone that you don't need a ring in order to be happy. Go to her website, pattybialak.com.